Hello?
Hello, may I speak to Mr. Danaun, please?
Yeah, this is him.
Hey, Danaun, how you doing, man? This Chris, man. I'm a YouTuber. Your girl reached out to me last night. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine, man. I'm doing fine. Before we go any further, I want to have your permission, man, to record this call because I did a story about your daughter, and
Yeah, I
and
appreciate that.
yeah, and I want to record to let the audience know that I did talk to you or whatnot. I appreciate your girl for reaching out to me. Well, I think she got it kind of confused a little bit. She thought that I was making you out to be like a bad guy, which really I wasn't. I don't know if she played the video for you or not. I really wasn't. My only problem was, uh, if I remember correctly, you said she was telling you that something was going on, and I guess,
Yeah, and that's where a lot of people get a lot of it misconstrued because she told me that like the boyfriend had been spanking her back in December of last year,
okay,
and that was like the last I ever heard about it because I talked to her mom about it, and
right,
we got into the usual co-parenting arguments about it.
right,
And other than that, it was never, Dad, they're doing this to me, Dad, this. She would come to me and be happy. I had her 3 months before this just happened. And like it would just be moments while we'd probably be doing yard work or playing outside, being normal, and she'd bring up something that they were probably saying at her mother's house or telling her, oh, well, my uncle Jake thinks you're a bad guy. You don't take care of me and all this, but like I take care
mm-hmm,
of my daughter. We share 50-50 custody out of California.
right,
So it was the little ones, like the little like the gut feelings that you get when you know like something's up with your child because she would act different.
okay,
She she would usually, I don't spank my kid. I don't have to.
right,
Like I can
right.
we can talk. Like, and she would cower away. Like she would do something as small as spilling milk from her spoon to the table and think that you were gonna hit her. And when you would call her near you, she would tell you like, no, you're just gonna hit me. And like she'd guard her head,
Wow.
and it'd be like,
Wow.
well, that's not my kid. She's never acted like that with me before.
Right.
Or like
Right.
she'd ask to use my phone, and she'd go hide under a table and watch my phone and like try to hide away from people. So like it was like she was trying to move herself out of situations and not be an issue because that's what like it turned out to look like, that she was just a nuisance to these people, and they just didn't want to handle her no more. Like my daughter's mother sent her to me out of the blue, out of nowhere. I have 50-50 custody. I can only have her for 2 weeks.
Right.
But for the last 4 months, she had been giving her to me a lot more. And I only had later found out after my daughter had passed that they were using at this time. So, and I found that out from the mother that back in January that they had contacted her and all this stuff. Like CPS was involved. And like I was never notified about anything that was wrong that was going on with my kid.
Right.
Like
Right.
other than which the little things she would say. So it made it when I said that on the interview on the news, it wasn't like she had told me, or it wasn't like I saw bruises on my kid because I'm not the
Okay.
dad
Okay.
to do that. I would never send her back. And that's like the guilt I feel because she didn't want to go home. She would tell me, Dad, can I just stay here? I don't want to go home. My mom doesn't like me no more. And I'm just like, that stuff's new.
Wow,
Like, it's new.
man.
That's new
Man.
stuff to me. Like, because she'll come to me and within 2 days, she's ready to go home. And
Man.
so for her to
Man.
come back and now she doesn't want to go home, she don't want to talk to her on the phone. I would have to try to make her talk to her mom. She'd hang up on the phone, and it's just like her mom would call, being just sporadic. She's mad about this or mad about something. You can tell, like, all right, something's going on in your life that's got you calling me, bugging out on me. Like she would forget what day she was gonna pick our kid up, forget car seats and stuff, and it's just like, how can you forget that type of stuff?
Right. Man.
And just so it wasn't like I knew what was going on. I just had a feeling,
Man,
and
well, I would say this to you, brother. I don't mind standing corrected about something that I said.
Right.
At that point, we were just going by what you said in the news media. And, of course, you know how the media they portray it. They
Yeah.
don't play
Yeah.
everything that you said. You know.
Yeah. And
Uh,
it's just it was very misconstrued in the beginning, and I kind of just left it alone so I can deal with what was really going on. I didn't have the time to be like, I'm gonna contact all these news people.
right.
This is my
Right.
only girl. Like that's my only kid, and she just turned 5 in February. Like
My birthday
I she
February too, brother. Man, I'm sorry to hear that,
yeah.
bro. Man,
So
golly.
I had her 5 years ago when my dad died. I had her the same day, so she was special to me. She was everything I had, and
Man.
just and for to send her back home after she didn't want to go home, and she was only home for 12 days, and they beat her for those 12 days. She had 20 broken ribs. You only have 24
Oh
in your
my
body,
God. Wow.
and she was bruised from. She had contusions from her head down to her mid thighs. And when I buried her, you can still see the indent in her forehead from whatever they slammed her head into. I still had to bury my daughter with all these bruises on her. I had to look at her
Wow, brother.
broken. She was broken.
Brother
Like, and you
Danaun,
can,
man.
and it's just they have no remorse for it. Like it's already known through court that they were the only two people in the house at this time,
Mm,
and that Sierra has his own 7-year-old daughter that was there the whole time watching this,
mm-hmm.
and she's the one that's letting everyone know that they were in the house. She knows what happens, but she's young, and no, I don't expect her to be able to communicate what she witnessed because I wouldn't. I don't know. I know that that little girl's seen something that she shouldn't have never seen in her life.
Exactly.
And my daughter loved that little girl. She would talk about her all the time. And like just the story of them, they say that they haven't been together that long, but my daughter's talked about this little girl for more than 6 months. So
Jesus.
and
Man.
I know this girl's name. I like my daughter talked about her. She told me that the little girl was nice to her all the time. Like,
Does she
and
have
it
your
just
does she have your last name?
yes, Davis.
So your last name Davis too.
Yeah,
Okay.
she had yeah, that's my baby.
Man, the nun
And
brother.
I just
Man, my
I would have never
condolences.
thought this would happen. And I don't know like they sat on her, crushed her ribs, and didn't take her to the hospital. They continued to put her through these sit ups and make her running and she stopped eating. They said she had stopped eating 2 days before she passed. She lost her appetite. She wouldn't eat nothing. She
Oh
wouldn't
my
drink anything.
God. God.
She was just really like they. I went down to see her in Vegas, and her mom was already released. No one went to go view her body. No one went to go claim her body. No one gave no care in the world about my little girl. I was the only family
Jesus.
member. I drove from California to Vegas in 8 hours just to go to make sure that she wasn't claimed as a John Doe. Like she's got a name. She's a person. She's somebody somewhere to someone. And
Right.
my whole hometown has been devastated. It's just that little girl lit up this whole town, and I don't even know. I can't. And I just found out today that I won't have to go back to court for this man until November. But it's like everyone's hoping that they get this chance to walk free, but my little girl will never get up and walk again. Like,
Exactly.
and it's
Exactly.
just I don't I don't really try to talk to too many people about it. It's something I'm trying to personally deal with and make sure me and my daughter are at peace with everything between us because I loved her. And I was telling her I was looking for her mom for the last 4 months, trying to get an address, a school address, something to get our paperwork because our custody had just lapsed in March 27th, when I sent her back home. I could have kept her, but I was being threatened with she was going to call the cops on me
Right.
because I
Right.
felt that something was up. I didn't have the information or the proof or the evidence. I just had my daughter's word, and she don't lie. She's not a liar. She would never lie. She would catch you in the lie and say that no, you lying, Dad, and you'd be like, all right, you did, yeah, I did lie. I caught. So like that was my best friend. Like she was only 5, but she taught me more than any person my own age.
Man, my condolences, brother. Should nobody have to go through this? You know, like I always say, I don't have any kids, so I can only imagine what you're going through because I don't have any kids. And
Right.
this is what I do on my YouTube channel. I kind of advocate for kids when I hear stories like this. Man, I get up and bring awareness to what's going on because 2019 seems like it's been hell for kids for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just said, like, I can't even, I never would imagine. Like, I used to be on Facebook all the time. I got off of Facebook because it was always something about a kid being beaten. I'm tired of looking at that. I was
Mm-hmm.
that parent, like, that never happened to me. If it did, I'd do this or I'd do that, like any other parent would. And that's what was, I couldn't even protect her. She's too far. I didn't know. I talked to her the day before and she told me that Sierra had told her that he was going to beat my ass, and that was the first time I ever heard that man's name. And I was just like, well, why are you guys feeling comfortable enough to speak to my daughter about beating my ass? Like, you don't know me, I don't know you. We've never spoken, we've never seen each other. We just have some person in common, and you are around my kid. And that was the last time I spoke to my daughter. She told me that, and I told her to tell them no one's gonna do nothing to me. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
I know that's
Like,
right. I know that's right.
I'm a dad's gonna come get you, and we're gonna be fine. You come back with me. Like, I'm already looking to get you back home with me. That was my biggest goal. I'm trying to get you back home with me because I didn't trust that woman. And 3 years ago when we had this custody battle, I told them she was gonna do this to my kid. They told me I was depressed and I was fucking just over exaggerating, and it was not. That was warning. I knew this woman. I lived with her. We were married for 5 years. Like, it's this isn't just some woman I had a kid with. We had a life together. We raised this kid, and it seemed like what we made our daughter into, she wanted to take from her, and I think that was probably her issue. She cannot, you couldn't take her. They even said she was too tough for a normal spanking, so they invented more different ways to punish her, and that's what they set on her and made her do all these sit-ups. Like, if you guys are punishing her, obviously she's like, I know she woke up every day forgiving you guys. Like, all right, maybe today's gonna be a good day.
Exactly.
And like,
Exactly.
and I now I understand why she would tell me, Dad, I understand why my mom's mad at me. She'd say, I'm a bad kid. My mom says I'm a bad kid. I know I'm a
Mm.
bad kid.
Mm.
Like, you guys beat her so much that she woke up thinking every day that she got beat, that was her fault.
It was her
That
fault,
little
right?
girl, she never did nobody wrong. She never did nothing. Like, she loved being outside. As soon as the sun's up, she's ready to go outside. She'll help you with your yard work. She helped me stack my wood after we cut wood. She's helping me set tables before dinner. She loved reading books. Like, and she loved her name. Like, that was the big thing when she just hit 5. She was starting to say her name right, and she loved it. You couldn't call her nothing. I had to stop calling her by her nickname because she told me, "No, Dad, my name is RAYAHDAVIS." Like, all right. Like,
Right.
she
So
was proud.
one thing I always say about on my live streams, man, I think when it comes to stuff like this, that for some reason everything be peaches and cream in the beginning, but I guess you just had that one thing to just say, hey, this not working, let's go in our separate ways. And it seems like the mothers always get so bitter towards the baby dad.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they do that and they take it out on the child. So if you could tell me, what do you think, what was her issue with you while she was doing this?
I think it was just I wasn't affected by what she wanted me to be affected by. I didn't. It didn't matter that she was gone. She knew I cared about my kid more than her. Towards the
Okay.
end of our relationship,
So she
we
attacked
were,
the thing you care about the most.
yeah. So
Okay.
when she took my kid, she took off for 6 months. I didn't know where my kid was or where she was. I just had to start filing paperwork to try to find them, and I finally found where she was, and it was too late. She had already became a citizen of Nevada, so I had to file
Mm.
more paperwork and go through this whole custody hearing and stuff. And then they gave her sole custody and then just gave us 50-50. And I've been, for the last 3 years, I've never missed a pickup. I've never been late. And sometimes I don't have a car. Sometimes I might be in a rough spot, but I don't ever let that girl down. I pick my kid up. I go get her because she loves coming home. This is her home. She was born here, raised here. She knows everyone here. We can't walk down into any store without someone stopping this little girl and trying to see what she was doing today. Like, they loved her, and she was me. I think what truly happened was from her spending the last few months with me from January to March, she's already conditioned to living with her dad. So she's acting different already because now she's been with dad. Dad's a little more, I'm a different type of disciplinary. I'm not gonna yell at my kid. I'm not. We're gonna figure it out. You talk to me. I'm gonna listen to you. You mad? You got a fit? Talk to me, little kid. Like we can talk, baby. Like just talk to me. Dad understands. So like I think that when she went back, they didn't like that she was. They didn't like that she didn't want to be there. They didn't like that she was acting like she was still with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that when she told me what he said, she's never told me anything bad over the phone about her and her mom. Like she would always when she told me about her being spanked a lot by that dude, I got on the phone with her mom and was yelling at her mom, and she looked at me and told me, "Dad, don't be mad at my mom. I'm a bad kid. It's my fault." And I'm just like, "Nah,
Wow.
nah, no, no, no." And then
Wow.
so it was. I just think that she just at some point did not like that the little girl wanted to be with me more than she was. But her mom was on drugs now. Like now she's on drugs and it's like no one is asking the questions about like none of that. Like her family knew. Like she just had an abortion back in January because due to the drug using, she had to get rid of the kid because she didn't want to birth the kid while being on drugs,
Right.
and that's why she sent my daughter to me without
Mm.
me. I didn't. I only found that out after my daughter passed, and their family started to speak to me about what was really going on. But it's just like, why would you guys know this stuff and keep that stuff from me? And then
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
that whole family, they refused to help me bury my daughter. Straight told me they will not help me bury my kid because her mother was being posted everywhere on Facebook. Everyone's talking about her on the news, and they're just like, well, since you're bashing our daughter, we're not gonna help you pay to bury Larea. And I was just like, well, that's like, what is my daughter like? What did she do so bad to you guys that you guys abandon her? It's
Thank you. Exactly.
like
Exactly.
your mother, her grandmother, her aunts, and like even now, like when I'm trying to get her clothes and stuff, like just things that I've bought in for her that I just sent off with her this last few months of me having her, like her birthday gifts I gave her and stuff, they were refusing to give me anything of my kid. And it's just like, you guys are like, I was so much of a good dad and so unbiased that I sent everything I bought for her while she was here with her so she can have that with her. And every time I send her back, they take her daddy's necklace off, they take her earrings out, they would just completely try to erase me out her life while she was in Vegas.
Wow.
Like I never got a picture. I would pay for school pictures. I just got a school picture I paid for 3 years ago. So after she died, that's all they gave me was a school picture and her birth certificate and sent me on my way. And I was just like, well, damn, like that's what you guys thought about her. That's what like you don't understand how much this little girl meant to me. Like, and I hate the fact that she would never want us to bash her family. Like, that's why I'm not out on the social media or nowhere talking to no one. I'm not bashing anyone. I'm not expressing the pain that I feel to no one or towards no one because my daughter would not want me to. She would tell me that's her family. Like she named off all her uncles every time, so she never excluded no one. So and it hurts that they betrayed someone like that. That she had a good heart, she had a good soul, and it just sounds like that's what they didn't like. Just from the fact they're saying regular spankings didn't work. She was a tough kid,
Right. Well,
but
by your
it did.
words, what you telling me, man, she really needed you because most kids won't even do that. You know, talk about don't be mad at mom, this, that, and the third, because they be too frightened to say anything. But your
Yeah,
daughter is like seemed like she was a small peacemaker.
she she was everything to me. She just I think she never got to understand the fact that me and her mom were never going to be back together. She always would ask both of us, when Dad's gonna come to my house, when you come to my dad's house. That's all she wanted. She would draw school pictures and stuff of us all living in one big house.
Mm-hmm.
And she just never understood that we weren't together like that. She knew her mom had boyfriends, and she already understood all that, but I don't think she knew like mom and dad are not the same. She still called us. She called me mom, dad, dad, mom, until she could figure it out. And then it's dad, 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 dad.
Right.
It's just she she didn't look at neither one of us bad. She loved us the same, and it's just like I I wish I would have been more of a whatever. I don't know, more of that type of parent that was just drilling this into someone's head about taking care of my kid. But I trusted her mother to do right by her kid.
Yeah.
So when we went through our custody, I didn't second guess. I was just all right. I still get to see my kid. Everything's all right now. And it wasn't like it's always been bad. It's been from what everything since December to now is when it's been bad that I know of.
Mm, 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 mm,
I
mm.
don't know
Your phone breaking
about
up.
that.
Your phone breaking up, brother. You still there? Hello. Hello. Guys, that was Laraya Davis' father. Y'all remember I did a story on them a while back. You know about the ex-football player that killed his daughter. And y'all remember how I was saying, where he said, his daughter was telling him that something was going on. She didn't want to go back, and he ended up sitting back, and his daughter ended up dying. That was him. I was just on the phone with. Let me see if I can get him back. If not, I we'll probably try to do a part two or something. Let me see if I can get him back. Okay, he's calling me back. Yeah, you was breaking up, brother. You was breaking up and you
I'm
dropped off.
sorry. I'm sorry about that. I live in the mountains out here, so it's a little
Oh,
bad for
okay.
the service.
Okay. Okay.
But no, I don't know. I really don't like how they portrayed me and my daughter's relationship because it's not that. Anyone knew and everyone that watched me and my daughter be together knows like that little girl came before life itself. Like
Right.
I would not make any decision without thinking of her first. Like I never put her in harm's way. I would suffer anything just to make sure she was okay. Like,
Right.
and that it hurts me because I know that she was in pain and she couldn't. She probably was calling for me, but they probably weren't letting her get on the phone just in fear of what that she can tell her. And I was supposed to pick her up in April, 5 days before she passed. And her mother told me, "No, you can't pick her up because you just had her for 3 months." And I was just like, "Well, it's
Wow.
court
Wow.
ordered that I have her every first Friday of the month, no, regardless of what you just asked me to do for you out of personal reasons, because you lost your job, you lost your house. Now you're asking me to take her for 3 months. I'm gonna do it because I want that time, and then she's my kid, and I respect you as a mother, so I'm gonna do it for you." And then I sent her back, and I wanted her back. Like I still give my days. Like she holds me to my custody agreement tooth and nail. So I started trying to do the same, and she didn't. She told me, "No, I'm not going to send her to you." And then 5 days later, she calls me out of nowhere. I'm thinking my daughter's on the phone, so I get on the phone like, "Oh, how's it going, baby? Dad miss you, this."
Right. Right.
And then it's her mother saying, "Oh, I don't know how to tell you this," and she didn't even tell me that my daughter was dead. The man did. She put the dude on the phone, and he
Are
was
you
just,
serious?
yep, like wouldn't answer it. Then I hung up on him because I was livid. Like, what? I don't want to talk to you. I don't know you. I don't know who you is. He
Exactly.
didn't. And then, and I was just like, where's her mother at? And then they hung up the phone, and I tried to call 6 more times. No one answered. Then she finally called me back after she was sitting in a cop car. And I was just like, I don't care. Now you're crying. Like, you weren't crying when you called me to tell me my kid was dead. You weren't crying when I was trying to reach you. You weren't crying in court. And now when they're trying to sentence you, now you're crying. Now you're in a cop car. Now you're crying. But you didn't cry when you sat on her and you crushed her. You didn't care to take her to. They lived 7 minutes from the hospital.
Right.
I drove 8 hours to this hospital, and they lived 7 minutes from the hospital. And they had my daughter in that house in pain for 2 weeks, suffering.
Mm, 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 mm.
Not even 2 weeks, just 12 days. 12 days of just suffering. And she only just turned 5. Like, you just let her have the greatest moment. Like, we were happy together when she was here. All she wanted to do was not go home. And I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. She didn't. My daughter is so sensitive. When you tell her that you're going to be a grandpa one day, that she was going to have her own kids, she'd break out crying because she thought if I got old and looked different, that I would no longer be the dad that she saw.
Damn.
So I don't know how you can take a soul that precious out of a little girl for no reason. Like, they're trying to say it's because she wouldn't do her homework, but she wasn't in a school. She just turned 5, and I had her for 3 months. So what school is she attending, and what school is allowing her to be gone for 3 months?
Right. Right.
So she's not in school. So this homework thing that you guys are saying is not what it is.
Right. Because I just pulled up her name and I just seen some other stuff for her. They talking about they thought she was chunky. That's why they was making her
Yeah, they
sprint
call her fat.
fat.
He thought she was fat. You call her chunky. My daughter's not. I'm 6'1", and I'm about 278, but I'm not big. I'm in my shape. I'm a big guy, my damn self.
Right.
And my daughter, she is mean. She's not a big girl. Like, she's a big girl for her age, but she's not fat. You would never. That little girl likes to go running. Her favorite thing to do is say, "Dad, hey, look, I'm fast," and take off. Boom,
Right.
she gone.
Right. And
Like, she is not. She wasn't a child that you needed to work out. You didn't have to work her out. Like, if she saw you doing push-ups on the floor or working out, she'd get on the floor and try to do push-ups with you. You don't
yeah.
need to force her to do nothing. If you're forcing her to do something, she don't want to do it.
Right.
And then
And
they're saying about how, like, she bit the mom and everything. Well, you already had beat her up. She's already beaten inside. She's crushing inside. Y'all, she's telling y'all that she can't breathe and her chest hurt, but y'all ain't listening. Y'all still beating on her. So if she bites y'all, that's y'all fault, because she already like, I gotta start defending myself because y'all ain't here for me no more.
right.
Y'all the
Right.
ones hurting me, so I gotta bite y'all. And my daughter don't do that. That's not her. She ain't. If you do her wrong, she might bite you. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Like, for her to bite her own mother, you had to do something so wrong to her that she bit you.
You
And
know,
then
I say
and then
this.
she sicked that man on her when he
Right.
got home. Said, "Hey, she bit me, and you need to take care of that."
You know,
So you're leaving. I don't know. You left her. You sicked that man on my kid like a dog,
right.
and left her there. And then now when you come back, she dead.
And see, that's what I say with people, even for children. When
You shouldn't.
you back somebody
Yeah,
up
you
in the corner, they coming out clawing, man. You just can't do that.
right? And I'm just like, and I told her all the time, I don't care who you date or what you do with your life, that's your life, but I do care who you bring around my kid. You need to watch who you bring around my kid because you
Thank
don't
you.
know everybody's attention.
Thank
She's a
you.
little, even if she's a little girl, beautiful little girl. One day she's gonna be a beautiful little teenager, and I was worried about that stuff. That's
Right.
just common dad stuff with men coming in and out of my ex's life,
Right.
and just like it just sucks that I have to be proven right like this. Like, I shouldn't have to be going through this. I should be seeing my daughter already. I should be able to call her. I should be looking forward to her turning 6, 7 on like, and they're sitting here just not accepting their responsibility. I know if it was me in their shoes, I'd feel so guilty that I'd already been done with this.
Right. Right.
Like, I can't even wish this on this man kid because I ain't that mean. I'm not that heartless in my own damn soul. I could have wished this man to go through the same thing. And I really don't wish them death. I want to see them live every day through like I got to live through, because I got to live this, and it hurts every day. Every
Um,
day.
let me ask you something. Was it one point in time you did hope they got the death penalty?
I do. They have to pay for what they did with my daughter, and whichever form that comes, that comes, but I'm not wishing any ill will on no one. I want justice for my kid.
Exactly.
And if
Exactly.
that means they have to lose their life, then that's what it means. But I'm not sitting here praying to God that they get the death penalty. I'm praying that my daughter gets treated right, like she should have been.
Right. Right.
Because I've been here. I've been taking care of her.
Man.
They've never gave me the credit for what I've done for this kid. They
Eh,
would secretly get me to pay their rent, get me to send my kid, and it's just like, how do you have full custody? She's missing every month for 20 days at a time. Like you just, what is it that you don't want to see? That like, I'm here taking care of you, like I'm here still taking care of my responsibilities, though you're another state away lying about what I'm doing, try to make it look like you got everything under control when you
Right.
really was losing it. You lost your mind because you killed our kid. You brought her in this world, and every parent says that. I grew up with my mom saying that. I brought you in here, I take you out, but my mama ain't never done nothing like this.
Right. Right.
What no parent does. Only evil people do stuff like this to their kids, and them evil people don't need to get, like, they're leaving it up to chance. Like they might, like this guy might be able to get for bail. They got a bail review on Friday. And like, I'm just like, man, how can you guys even think about even considering him
Exactly.
for bail? Like he
Exactly.
don't need bail. You ain't been giving him bail.
Exactly. Uh,
Like now
th-
that he's going to trial, you shouldn't let him out. Just let him sit there till November. Like I got to sit here and wait till November. We should all be doing the same thing. I'm doing time because they're doing time. Just because I'm not locked in the cell don't mean I ain't in my own prison.
there
Then
you go. There you go. So the night where they
like
showed you, you were speaking, and he was looking behind the glass. Did they bring her forward for you to speak to her that night or what?
she wasn't there. She had
Okay.
already bailed out. So
Oh.
past, they both got arrested for the child abuse and child neglect. The murder charge hadn't went through yet. So when they were up for bail, she got released super quick while he was trying to post his bail because he posted bail too. But when he went to go get released, they rebooked him on the murder charge because the murder charge came in. So he never got to get released. She pretty much evaded that whole point. Like she found her in Vegas that day, and she was sitting in her car with her sister, laughing and all this other crap.
Wow.
Like it was a normal
Wow.
day. She was so much in that conversation that she didn't see me standing in the front of her car. And I ain't seen this. I ain't never stepped foot in Vegas in my life. And now
Wow.
I'm here in Vegas, and you don't even notice that your daughter that you just murdered, father is sitting right here looking at you. Got her on camera, like you ain't really paying attention to that. I'm sitting right in front of your car. She wouldn't step out of the car or
Woo.
nothing. I was just like, and then I called the law enforcement out there, and they damn near told me I should have just left her alone. She out on bail, but like
Wow.
how? I know she got a murder charge coming, so why is she out? Take her ass in right now.
Exactly.
Like it's just that, and like her mother didn't cry until they told her she would not receive bail. And then once they read her all the bruises and because they have 20 counts each, one count of murder and 19 different counts of child abuse and child neglect. So
Mm.
they should never be able to think that they're getting out of that place. I don't like that because my daughter can't even think about even putting on her favorite T-shirts no more. Like she can't even, like she'd wake up, Dad, let's brush her. Dad, we brush our teeth. Let me smell your breath. Oh, we gotta go
Wow.
brush our teeth, Dad. Like she was my best friend, and we did everything together. I I ain't put my life on hold, but I bettered my life for her.
Right.
So there was no foolishness in my life that if it would have affected my daughter, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing nothing that might stop me from seeing this little girl.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it's just I felt sorry for her that she went through that. And she loved someone that wasn't loving her back like she needed to.
Mm.
Like I just felt bad that that's how, because she loved all them people, and it sucks that she got to look down on them now, and look how they treating her now.
Right.
Like, because that's how they looked at you before. Like you just my kid. You were my kid. And that's what they try to stop you from doing. And she loved me more. Every time they try to trash talk me for anything, she loved me more. Like I think my daughter started to realize, all right, my dad is doing what's right. And my mom over here on some whole other crap. Because I've never heard her talk bad about her mom or tell me she didn't want to talk to her mother. That stuff hurt me because I was like, okay, there's something.
Right.
Like, if you're not trying to talk to your own mother at 5, like, it's your birthday too. Like, your mom didn't even call you on your birthday.
Wow.
Like, you just out here on cocaine, not giving a care about nothing. And now this happened when you could have just sent her to me. Like, that's what I kept telling you, send her to me. She's telling me that, oh, Lorraine is not managing off of me no more. She's bad as fuck, and I'm going to start straightening her out, or you can take her. Well, send her to me.
Right.
I've been waiting 3 years to hear you say that out your mouth. Now send her to me, and I will show you that this is where she belonged the whole time. She should have never left.
Amen.
Like, I just hope that this all goes right, because I can't handle it if it goes wrong, because I lost something real big, and I'm fighting to stay strong, because I got to see it through to make sure she gets what she needs out of this.
Well, brother, like
I don't want nothing.
Like I said, bro, I can only imagine what you're going through because I don't have any children, so I can just imagine what you're going through, brother. I can imagine, and I'm pretty much sure I'd be feel the same way you are if I had a daughter, or son, and I'm burying my child before they bury me, man. It's just crazy, man. I can imagine, brother.
It's been a lot. Like, I started a GoFundMe app, and everyone was on my case about this GoFundMe. Like, I was trying to put this money in my pocket, but I didn't put. When I was done, I raised over $11,000 for my daughter's service, because no one was trying to help me. So someone started a GoFundMe for me. At the end of the day, I had $3 left on that fucking account. Nothing went to me at all. I paid for everything for that funeral service. I spent $11,000 on a little girl's service. Like, it was not for me, and I hate that people thought that, like, I was out here trying to benefit off my daughter's death, because there's no way to benefit off that.
Right.
Like,
Here's what gets me. What you said earlier. You said people's upset at you because I guess you were speaking ill about her or whatnot, but. What was there at that point? What was there nice to say? I mean, y'all daughter is gone.
Yeah, right. Like, there was, and it wasn't like I was doing it. They're being mad that the people that were involved in Lorraine's life were lashing out, but they hurt too. They're not me. Oh, and people look at me like I'm crazy because I'm managing, but I'm really not. I know I cannot do nothing that's going to tarnish what I'm trying to do for my little girl, because she can change all this stuff for every kid being abused right now. Like, this is bigger than just my kid. She's just opening the eyes to it.
Right.
And I'm glad that it's been this big, because now it's going to raise some awareness to some other kid, and some other kid's going to be safe.
Yes, so and that's what I do. And that's what I do.
That's why I try not to lash out. I keep my anger. I have a lot of good support around me, and that keeps me grounded. I go see my daughter every day. I got water her flowers. I talk to her every day about what I'm going through. Like, we have our time, and it's almost like she talks back. I'm surrounded by her every day. Every day I wake up. That's like, if I can go to work, I know that's because of her. She gives me the strength that I can go to work. She's making sure her dad's all right.
Right. Well, I'm glad that we was able to have a cordial conversation. Cause like I said, man,
me too.
If it had,
no one really tries to straighten out this situation. It's a messy situation. There's a lot of misconstrued information out there. So I really appreciate you even like being able to wanting and willing to understand the true story.
Right. Because if it had me checking my Gmail, I would have never seen your girl tweet. But I check my Gmail often. I saw this, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is she talking about? And then I recognized, I said, "Oh, okay. So, she was just like pretty much, hey, I just seen your video,
Yeah,
the fact, yeah,
she
she,
don't mess around with. She's on this stuff more than I. Cause I had to
right,
shut it down because I was getting a lot of backlash. People say just from that whole the warning signs things. A lot of people were like, "Well, what
yeah, that's
parent
what I got
would
upset
let her go
about. Yeah,
back?" And I was just like,
yeah,
That's not the case because I'm not that dad. I'm
hmm,
not that dad. Like I would, if my kid, I tried and I wanted her back, but I'm not about to go to jail and not be able to come see my daughter. I'm gonna send her back to her mom because I knew she was coming back. For all I knew, she coming back.
right,
I did not know that I was sending her to her final days. I didn't. I would have never sent her if I knew that she had a bruise or was anything. I would have seen something. I would have. It would
man,
have been something totally different. She'd be here today.
man.
And I wouldn't. She wouldn't be all over the TV because that wasn't our life. We live a little. We live in a quiet town. So nothing big happened here.